Right, hello YouTube. Been a bit of a while. Did promise on my Facebook page that I'd do a catch-up vlog over Christmas, just to let you know what's happened. Basically, it's I suppose it's a review of my first year living off grid. Although, as you see behind me, I'm actually in bricks and mortar. Right, well, as you all know, I moved out of an apartment block, quite a swish one, got everything, quite big. Wanted to live off grid, still wanting to do that, still going to do that. Basically I moved out of the apartment and I moved into, hang on, just get comfy, moved into a room above work, and if you can remember that way back. It was okay, it wasn't ideal. Obviously, with it being work, during the day there was people walking in and out of the place and that, and it just didn't feel right. It just felt like I never left work, basically, I think, so it was a bit strange, that one. So that didn't work out. Ended up buying a transit van, which is my aim in the end anyway. But bought a little cheap transit van with what I'd got at the time, which wasn't a lot. I think I paid £700 for it, year's MOT, but it was short wheelbase, low roof. It was a midi roof, that's it. I couldn't stand up properly in it. And it was the old banana engine transit van. Lovely little van. Drove okay, sweet as a nut. I thought everything was okay with it. Actually converted that and got all my stuff right down to next to nothing to live on, the bare essentials, and it was going well, but we was looking at March, April, May time then, and the weather wasn't too bad, so I had quite a few nice nights out, parking where I wanted to, sleeping where I wanted to. Started to save a bit of money towards my big end game, and yeah, that was quite good. It lasted for about, because I was driving it to and from the res, as you know, I do a lot of fishing. Obviously it was getting a bit of wear and tear. It was an old van, started wanting a few things doing to it, things started failing on it, and I thought, oh dear, this is going to start getting expensive. And it did. Started taking a bit of money away from me, so it was defeating the object. As much as I really got into it, and I did really enjoy the short time I was in the van, loved it. I had my bed in there, I had my little budder, I had my music, I had my solar panel on the roof which was doing all my electrics. I would say that was probably my highlight of the year. Because I was actually doing what I wanted to do. Anyway, that all went a bit downhill. It started costing me a bit of money, so I thought, right, what am I going to do? Anyway, as luck would have it, the boss bought a bit of storage land. So I bought myself a little caravan. Now, a caravan, I didn't know anything about them at the time. I'd never been in a caravan really, only on holiday, and everything's laid on then. So it was a bit of a complete adventure, really. So took my solar panel off the van, fitted that to the caravan, had all my electrics in there, had lights, had everything working, water pump. But on the storage land, obviously, there was no facilities laid on. There was no water, no gas, anything like that. So I was home to plan ahead every time I wanted a shower or drinks or whatever. I had to get water down there. There's quite a bit of humping about. My electric batteries that I have for fishing, I was having to charge them at work, which is not really ideal. It was good of the boss to let me do that, and he never really quibbled about it. I know he's seen it, and I know he looked at it, probably frowned on it a bit, thought I'd been a bit cheeky, which I suppose I was. So that wasn't really ideal. Lived in the caravan quite a while. And it was all good. Yeah, I was managing to do everything, but everything you have to do, like the showers and things like that, I mean, that was taking me like 5 or 6 litres of water, maybe a bit more each time, so I was having to get that in day before, sort it all out, and obviously that wasn't heated. I hadn't got quite enough power to heat that up at the time. I got no gas or anything. Anyway, later on I did install, got gas working in there off the propane tank. So I had a fridge then, that was all good. My fridge was working off the gas. My shower was heating up the water, so I've got hot water. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. The only thing with the caravan was on the storage land, it was right at the side of a train line. Now, very busy line in Chesterfield, and it was very busy during the day, and then at night you got all the freight trains, and they was very fast and very loud, and I was getting a lot of I was unable to sleep properly really. It was on and off. You just nod off, just get into it, and bloody massive train to go past and wallop you was wide awake. I'm not really a deep sleeper anyway, so that was a bit testing, but it was okay. I was doing alright, and then the cold weather came, and it was getting harder. The water was freezing up. Obviously I was having to have the heating on. As soon as I got back from work I was having to whack that on full. And obviously you don't want to sleep with it on at night because of the carbon monoxide and all that. You hear so many things. So I was literally going through the night with no heating, waking up in the morning 4 or 5 o'clock, and it was cold. So that wasn't ideal. But I was getting by and it was all good. And I'm just going to have a little Still Christmas. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it was alright. I was getting by, it was good. And then my daughter needed a new car. Anyway, I wasn't available at the time. She was going around looking for this car. Went and bought this car from a car dealership in Cape in Ashfield. I am going to name him Leo's Motors, if anybody knows them. I'd highly recommend you not to buy a car from them. Probably say, I used to deal with cars a little bit myself in the past, buying and selling, and I can honestly say all my cars was, well, I wouldn't sell a bad car. Unlike these guys, they sold her this car anyway, unbeknown to me. I went round to it and I seen it a couple of days later, and I told her there and then it was a scrap car basically. It wanted a right load of work doing to it. Anyway, long story short, this car they sold it for £1,500, which I valued the car at about probably just under £1,000. So I wasn't very happy at that. Plus it had got things wrong with it. Now she said, "Don't worry, Dad, they've given me a warranty with it." And I thought, oh, sound. So I rang the garage up for her, told her what I thought was up with it, and they said, "Oh no, it can't be that." And I said, "Well, I'm telling you it is. I'm not just Joe Bloggs off the street. I do know my cars. I've got reason to believe the turbo's faulty, and I think all the injectors are misfiring." Anyway, they said, "No problem, it's under warranty, bring it in." So we took it in. 1 week turned into 2 weeks, 2 weeks turned into 3 weeks, no answer from them. I rang them up, got a load of rubbish back, warranty, washed their hands of it. There was that much up with the car that the warranty said it couldn't have just happened, so it's not covered. So then they come with the old, "Oh, your turbo's blew up, we need £300 towards that." I said, "Hang on a minute, why should I be paying anything?" Anyway, quite a nasty bloke, quite a nasty company. Personal threats made to myself and my daughter. I certainly wasn't worried about the threats to me, but obviously I was to my daughter. So anyway, long story short, this went on for best part, I think they had the car in the end for about 2.5 months. Meanwhile, Dad had to dip into his pocket. I had to buy her another car to run around in seeing as she's trying to set up a mobile hairdressing company. So I went out and bought her another car, meanwhile, while this was being fixed. And in the end, anyway, I'm not going to go into all the details, but there was a really nasty bunch of people. The car actually, in the end, has cost me probably close to £2,500, I would say, for a £900 car. So, not too happy about that. We could have sorted it another way, but I don't want locking up, and my daughter doesn't want her dad being locked up. So, paid the money, got the car back, she's okay now. But meanwhile, I've been dipping into my money for bits and bobs for my Transit that had gone off the road. Also had to buy myself another car to run around in, obviously get me to work, and the water bailiffing that I do down at the reservoir. So I needed a reliable car, so I had to go and spend nearly £2,000 on a car. The van went in for an MOT, found out there was a lot more wanting doing to that, so that's basically gone as scrap. Which is a shame, the engine was absolutely perfect, it was just the bodywork, a lot of welding and stuff, just not worth doing. So, we've gone nearly a year now, off grid, all, you know, coping with it well. For saying it's my first time doing it all, loving it, really enjoying myself. But the money situation, what I was supposed to be saving up towards a newer, large jumbo van for the final big install, it was just going and going and going. So basically, done a year off grid, happy enough, comfy enough, but the money was going down to next to nothing. So what I decided to do, a friend told me about an app on the phone, spareroom.com or something. Went on there, and unbelievably, there's a little bed sit come up in Chesterfield, 5 minutes from my work, and but it's basically very tiny. It's what I'm in now. We've got, in fact, I'll just show you. That's the sitting room and the main room you come into from the door. It's probably, I don't know, 9 foot by 8 foot. And then you come into this little room here, which I'm talking to you now, which is a kitchen, which is alright. We've got a little hob there, sink, and we've got a power combi oven there. And then there's a little side room here, and that's basically shower, toilet, and what have you. As you can see that. I might do a separate video. You don't really want to be looking around anyway, I suppose. But this came up, and too good to be refused, really. Got heating in here, got electric on tap again, got water, nice hot shower, and it's £265 a month. I mean, come on, where am I going to get that? I suppose when I work out everything in the caravan, you know, electric and charging stuff up and that, it was probably costing me something near that. Probably a little bit less. So I jumped at this, £265. I know I'm not off grid as such, but I needed to do something pretty drastic because the money was just going. So as for saving money this year, it's not really been a triumph. On the other hand, if I hadn't have done it, my daughter probably would have been without a car now, and she wouldn't have been earning either, and she'd have been in a mess. So I've helped my daughter out, I've helped a couple of other people out with different things. I've done all my holidays this year like I wanted to do, my fishing in France and whatnot. So yeah, so all in all, I'd say it's been a success, really. And I will be continuing it. I'm going to stay here for probably, the lease is 6 months. I'm going to see what it's like in 6 months' time. Because believe it or not, it has took me 2 or 3 nights to get used to being in here again. Just feels really strange not being outdoorsy and windows all around me in the van and stuff. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm still drinking my wine, so it's all good. Yeah, we'll give it the 6 months, see how it goes. If it's okay, might give it another 6 months. And with it being just a small rental, I think I should be able to still save up quite a chunk. Not sure how much yet. It depends on. I've got to work everything out. But I think I should be able to put away £500-600 a month. I'm hoping anyway. More if possible. I'm still going to stay as minimalistic as I can. I'm not buying anything that I don't need. So basically, if a van poured up now, I could put all my stuff in it and say I'm gone. That's about it really. Just a bit of a catch-up video for you all. I know I haven't been doing many vlogs, but say I have been busy, and with the dark nights and that. And I've been struggling with my electric. I've been having to prioritise that. So I've still got the caravan. That's on the storage land still. So the bits out of that van, the fridge, the eating, blah blah blah, that will be going in my final build, because I am still doing that. I will be saving up for a better van, but I want to save up at least £9,000 or £10,000 to get myself as near as new van as I can. And then I'll be converting that, and I will be living in that 100% full time, and that will be me done. That's my aim. That's what I want to do. That's what makes me happy. And if I'm happy, I'm healthy. So yeah, that's it. Just want to wish all my subscribers a big thank you for sticking with me. I have seen I've got a few more subscribers subscribed to me, so that's good. It's nice to know you're there and you're following the journey. I hope it's not been too boring just lately. So I've not done much over Christmas. I've been to the daughters. I've not seen one of my daughters, the youngest. She virtually works the whole holiday. She's in catering and that, and pubs and that, so it's hard to get hold of her. So yeah, it's been a quiet one this year, but I think that's how I like it anyway. I like to be on my own, like my own company. I'm hoping to do a lot more fishing this year. I know I do go most weekends, but every opportunity I get this year I will be fishing, and I will be continuing on my syndicate lake. I've already told them that I want to carry on with that up at Wentworth. Only actually fished it 5 or 6 times last year, but I caught a fish every time I went, so I've been doing well there. Not caught none of the big girls out there, but I'm hoping to this year. So I will be doing a bit more fishing up there, do some videos of that because it's a beautiful place. I will be doing a lot more work on the res this year. That'll make some people happy and some people unhappy. Some like the change, some don't like it. But this year, the work team and everything, I think we've made the place 90% better than it was. And we've got some big plans for next year, so might introduce that into my blogs. Don't know, let me know how you feel. If you want it just to be about the lifestyle, that's fine, I'll do that. Or if you want me to do a bit of the fishing, show you some of the places I fish, I'll put that into it. That's about it really. Don't need to go on too long. All I'm going to do now then is wish all my subscribers, all my family, all my friends that follow me on here all the best for the new year. I hope it's a healthy, wealthy and prosperous new year. Cheers. And I will be continuing to drink wine.